from the betting capital of the world, giving raw and real breakdowns of mixed martial arts and recapping UFC events like no one else, with producer Martin on the ones and twos and combat sports betting expert Effie. You're listening to Any Action Sportscast. Any Action Sportscast. So put your headphones on and let's take this podcast to the next level.
This isn't a podcast. It's a sportscast.
What is up, guys? We are back. It's your boy Effie with Any Action Sportscast here to go over UFC Vegas 79. Rafael Fiziev versus Mateusz Gamrot. We're coming off a winning week last week at Noche UFC, where we won positive 1.76 units, a little under 2 units. We're going to try and keep it going this week on this fight card. A lot better of matches, in my opinion, a lot more bettable fights. But we'll say, man, I was at the fights last week at Noche UFC, and I don't know in what world that 5th round was a 10-8 for Alexa Grasso. I thought that she won the rounds 2, 4, and 5 to win the 3-2 decision. Wasn't, upset with the 3-2 decision for Valentina. Just had a comment on that, guys. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what's going on. Investigate Mike Bell. That's one of the worst scores for a round I've ever seen in my life as a UFC fan. But overall, guys, it was a killer night, man. I had so much fun at the fights. We won a ton of our bets, lost a few, won a bunch. Like I said, up 1.76 units. The Mexican crowd was crazy, man. People had face paint. They had the Rey Mysterio's face mask on. It was lit, man. It was pretty sweet. A lot of Mexicans came through. So, yeah, I had a ton of fun and looking forward to watching this whole card, sitting down, watching it from beginning to end. And I can't wait for that main event. But yeah, man, a lot of fun fights, a lot of fun stylistic matchups. So let's get right into the fights. The very first fight of the night will be a women's bantamweight fight between Montserrat Rendon and Tamires Vidal. Now, for this fight...
Brother, who cares? Who cares, brother? Who cares, brother? Who cares?
I'm going with Vidal here to win this fight, man. I really think that she can win a decision here or finish Rendon. I think that Vidal will have the way better jiu-jitsu and way better grappling. She's going to have a lot of forward pressure here, and so will Rendon. Rendon goes forward as well, but her strength of schedule and her competition she's faced before the UFC, it's just not good, man. I really don't know why she's in the UFC or how she's in the UFC. I'm super happy that this is the first fight of the card, man. We have a 34-year-old women's bantamweight fighter making her UFC debut. Just crazy, man. So Vidal will be smaller in this fight. She has a 2-inch height disadvantage and the same reach as Montserrat Rendon. But overall, man, I think she hits way harder than Rendon, which is why I think over/under is a little bit tricky here, because on the feet, I think Vidal is going to be coming forward and landing the heavier shots. And on the ground, I think that she's going to be able to submit Rendon or really dominate her on the mat. So it's kind of tricky as far as over/unders and method of victory. But I am going here, man, with Vidal. Minus 250, definitely. I mean, I'm not laying it, but I understand why she's a big favorite, almost 3-1 favorite. Give me Vidal, 3-round dominant decision, or if not, a 3rd-round finish. But I'm going with decision. Up next, we have a women's strawweight fight between Mizuki, Inoue, and Hannah Goldy. Inoue comes in at minus 250. Goldy comes in the underdog at plus 205. And now for this fight, I am...
Brother, who cares? Who cares, brother? Who cares, brother? Who cares?
Picking Inoue via decision. I really don't understand where Goldy has an advantage here. She is a big, muscly girl. She's yoked, man. She is jacked. If you see her on Instagram, she's out there with her OnlyFans. But as far as skill set wise, I really don't think that there's anything going here for her. Maybe the grappling, maybe the control time here over Mizuki, but I doubt it. I think Mizuki, although she hasn't fought in forever, this is coming off a 3-year layoff. She is the better fighter. She is the better overall mixed martial artist here than Goldy here. And there's a reason why she's minus 250, man. Goldy, I'm surprised she's still in the UFC. I thought she got cut after the Molly McCann loss. And she's just not very good, man. 3-year layoff at minus 250 women's MMA fight. No, thank you. I am passing. Give me Mizuki to win via decision. Now, this is where the fight card really starts to kick off. I am looking forward to this sloppy heavyweight fight. This fight, we have Jake Collier against Mohammad Usman. Jake Collier comes in 13-9 earlier in the week, was around plus 145. Mohammad Usman comes in as a favorite, Kamaru Usman's brother. 9-2 earlier this week, he was around minus 170. And a ton of money has been coming in on Jake Collier. I am shocked, man. I really don't want to overthink this fight. I am going to pick Mohammad Usman to win via 1st or 2nd round knockout. I think he does knock out Jake Collier at one point in this fight. But man, Jake Collier has way better output, way better hands, way better technique than Mohammad Usman. But it's just the physical traits of Mohammad Usman. His athletic ability, his size, his strength are what's going to win him this fight, man. This strikes me as a fight where Mohammad Usman can get worked, outpaced, out-volumed, and just get pieced up the whole fight until that one moment he wins and then finishes the fight. I wouldn't be shocked to see Mohammad Usman go for the clinches here along the cage. Just cage hug the whole fight, try to get Collier down. Because once he does get Collier down, Collier is horrible off his back, man. This guy is a white belt. I don't think he's ever been to a wrestling class. It's tough, man. Mohammad Usman's brother was with Kamaru. We all know the pedigree he has there. But, man, both guys are 34 years old, getting up there in the heavyweight division. And I really don't think that the UFC wants Jake Collier to win this fight. He's lost 3 fights in a row. And Mohammad Usman's more of a project, man. I really think that they want to, progress him and get him going in the UFC. So I think they're going to lay up this fight for Mohammad Usman. I saw Jake Collier on Instagram. This guy's fought at middleweight before. This guy has fought at middleweight way lighter, and then he got huge, got super fat. Now he's at heavyweight. But now he's coming back down. He's looking a little more thin, looking a little more in shape. But I don't think he's going to have enough for Kamaru Usman's brother here, Mohammad. I will say, man, I like the jab from Jake Collier. I like his output. He throws way more output than Mohammad. But it doesn't really matter, man, because one punch from Mohammad Usman can be all it takes. So give me Mohammad Usman to win via knockout in that very first round. Up next, we have a middleweight fight between Jacob Malkoun and Cody Brundage. Malkoun comes in with a 7-2 record, a massive -485 favorite. He's fighting Cody Brundage, who comes in with an 8-5 record, riding a 3-fight losing streak. And he is currently sitting around +360 as a huge underdog. And this is pretty, open and shut case in my opinion. Malkoun is going to win a decision in this fight due to his grappling advantage. Cody Brundage is someone that we have seen show low fight IQ in the octagon more than once, man. Him jumping guillotine over or on Rodolfo Vieira, a 80cc champion, was crazy, man. That was absolutely crazy to see Cody Brundage jump guillotine against a guy like that. And yeah, man, I just can't be backing a ghillie jumper, man. So Malkoun, with someone being around -500, minus around 485, I really want someone to be able to go and finish their opponent early, man. I want to see a first round finish, second round finish with no, comeback coming the other way. Whereas Jacob Malkoun, I don't think really fits that, theory because he doesn't really have any finishing ability. He is a decision machine. He's going to win a decision in this fight or get a third round submission, man. This guy is Robert Whittaker's grappling coach. But he doesn't really go for submissions when he does get people on the mat. He does just enough damage to not get pulled off by the referee, and he just controls you, man. This wouldn't shock me to see Malkoun, win this fight, a 15-minute fight with 14 minutes of control time, man. Cody Brundage probably does get taken down in this fight, and once he does get taken down, it's going to be a bad night. So Cody Brundage's only chance to win this fight is in that first round. He needs to clock Jacob Malkoun early, or else he's going to get dominated, man. The beginning of every round is going to be his best chance, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Jacob Malkoun is good enough in the UFC to me to feel comfortable with him winning a decision, but I'm -500. No way, man. If I was going to bet this fight, I would bet fight starts round 3 or Jacob Malkoun via decision. At -485, I'm not parlaying Malkoun. Cody Brundage does hit hard. I will respect him. I will respect his power, but I think the UFC, they didn't even cut him. They just let his contract run out, and then this is a short notice replacement fight, so they called up Cody Brundage to take this fight. And they're probably not going to re-sign him after he loses this fight. So he's getting felled to the wolves here to lose. Give me Malkoun to win a decision. Oh, man. And up next is a violent fight. This fight is going to be crazy, guys. We have a welterweight fight between Tim the Dirty Bird Means and Andre Fialho, man. Tim, the ultra veteran, man, comes in with a 32-15-1 record. He is currently the underdog at +165. Andre Fialho comes in with a 16-7 record, currently sitting as a -200 favorite. And similar to the Mohammad Usman Jake Collier fight earlier, I'm not going to overthink this one, man. I am picking Andre Fialho to win this fight via first round knockout. But in theory, man, Tim Means is the better fighter here. I understand he is super, super old. Tim Means is 39 years old. He's riding a 3-fight losing streak where he's been dropped in every single fight. And Andre Fialho was only 29 years old, man. He has a 10-year age difference going his way in this fight. He's younger by 10 years. But, bro, Andre Fialho is not someone I feel really confident backing at -200. A 2-1 favorite on Andre Fialho, man, that's going to be a sweat because we've seen Andre Fialho, if he doesn't finish his opponent in that first round, if it goes to the second round, he's a glass cannon, man. He has no cardio, no chin. He's going to get pieced up by guys that can withstand that first wave. of power by him. But if you can, man, if you get caught on the chin by this guy, Andre, he has power. I will give him that. This guy has knockout, highlight reel power, good hands, powerful hands, decent kicks. But Tim Means is a savvy veteran, man. This guy has so much experience in the UFC. He's seen it all. Well, like I said, man, regardless if I think that he is a better overall fighter, more well-rounded fighter, better wrestling, jiu-jitsu than Fialho, I still think that at some point he's going to get caught, and I just don't want to overthink it. So for this fight, I am going to go with Andre Fialho, first round knockout. Oh, man, up next is probably the most evenly matched fight on the card except for the main event. We have a bantamweight banger between Miles El Chapo Johns and Dan Argueta. Miles Johns comes in with a 13-2 record, currently sitting as a plus 160 underdog. Dan Argueta comes in with a 9-1 record, currently sitting as a minus 190 favorite. Now, I really want to pick Miles John here, the underdog, because Dan Argueta has just never really impressed me, man. I should say this, hand up, I lied. He impressed me when he beat Ronnie Lawrence the way he did. I thought Ronnie Lawrence was going to win that fight. And he out-grappled someone that I respect, highly in the area of grappling. So to see him dominate Ronnie Lawrence like that, I know it was an early stoppage. That ref, I don't know what he was thinking. He made Ronnie Lawrence tap. That was one of the weirder finishes we've seen in the UFC for sure. But man, I just don't like his striking, and I just really, tend to worry if he doesn't have a grappling advantage over his opponent. What will he look like? Dan Argueta, if he can't take you down, if he can't, control you for extended minutes of the fight, if he's forced to have a 15-minute standing, battle with you, what's it going to look like? Because I don't think he has a very good striking defense, man. His head is always on the center line. He's always going forward. And he's there to be hit, man. I really don't like the striking that much from Dan Argueta. Whereas Miles John, I know he has a wrestling background. This guy has very good defensive and offensive wrestling, and he can bang, dude. This guy has very good hands, very slick, very fast. I think he does have the speed advantage over Dan Argueta on the feet. And it just comes down to, can he sprawl and brawl? Can he keep this fight on the feet, make Dan Argueta uncomfortable or not? And it's tough because at minus 190, almost 2-1 favorite, there's no way. There's no way I can bet Dan Argueta. But I am going to pick him to win this fight. My pick is Dan Argueta via decision. But, bro, I expect Miles John to give him a tough fight, to the point where I would actually consider betting Miles John here, even though the pick is Dan Argueta. That value is crazy. This is one of those value boy picks, I guess you could say, or bets. Because at plus 160, man, I don't see Dan Argueta being, minus 2-1 over Miles John. Miles John has a very good, capable skill set. And yeah, like I said, if he could just sprawl and brawl and keep this on the feet, he should be fine, man. He's coming out of a good gym. And yeah, man, give me Dan Argueta to win a decision, but this is a stay away fight for me. If anything, I'm going over 2.5 and fight starts round 3, or even fight goes to decision. If you like Dan Argueta, bet him to win via decision, because I don't think that he's going to be able to submit or knock out Miles John. Man, this is going to be a banger of a fight. I can't wait for this one, but give me Dan Argueta via decision. And on the main card, we have a featherweight fight between Charles Jourdain and Ricardo Ramos. Man, this is going to be a banger of a fight. I'm super excited for this fight. I can't wait. So we have Charles Jourdain coming in with a 14-6-1 record, currently sitting as a minus 135 favorite. He's fighting Ricardo Ramos, coming in with a 16-4 record, currently sitting as a plus 115 underdog. Now, I know I gave the underdog a very good case last pick, but for this one, I am picking, and I don't know if I will bet, Ricardo Ramos. We are going with the underdog on this fight, but it's nothing against Charles Jourdain, man. I like Charles Jourdain. I'm a big fan of Charles Jourdain. He's very exciting and very entertaining as a fighter. The fans love watching this guy fight. This guy, throws down for sure. But the thing with this fight, and the reason why I am going with the slight underdog here in Ramos, is Charles Jourdain takedown defense worries me, man. That Nathaniel Wood fight to me is the biggest red flag, of all. His Nathaniel Wood was able to get in on him and get his hips, get him over and over again. This guy was able to get him down over and over again, fight frequently. And I really like the jiu-jitsu advantage that Ricardo Ramos has over Jourdain. If this does enter the grappling exchanges on the ground, I really favor Ricardo Ramos to get control time here, or even fight a submission here. Whereas on the feet, I expect it to be pretty even. Charles Jourdain has really good front kicks, really good kicks to the body, very good slick striker, very long, and pretty good speed. And he is only 27 years old, man. This guy has accumulated quite a bit of experience for his age, so that is very impressive to see how young he is here. But yeah, man, it just comes down to on the feet, I think the output is probably going to be coming from Jourdain. But with the ability to level change and get this fight on the ground pretty much at any moment, I really expect Ricardo Ramos to win this fight, man. I think that he's going to be able to either control Jourdain in every round to win a decision, or eventually get a submission here when Charles Jourdain's trying to scramble and get out. Give me Ricardo Ramos to win this fight via decision. And up next is a banger of a fight. I feel like I say that for a lot of these fights. And this one I do foresee myself betting on. I haven't got there yet, but I want the line to come down a little bit. So we have a welterweight fight between Bryan Battle and AJ Fletcher. Bryan Battle comes in with a 9-2 record, sitting as a minus 195 favorite. AJ Fletcher comes in with a 10-2 record, currently sitting as a plus 165 underdog. Now, I know I just said that I wanted the line to come down, but it's going the opposite way, man. Earlier in the week, I saw Bryan Battle at minus 180, and he's currently sitting around minus 195, close to 200. So that's a little worrisome because I don't think I can bet that at that range, at that price range. So I'm already out on that money line here, but I'm going with Bryan Battle, man. I'm really confident in Bryan Battle to win this fight. And it's nothing against AJ Fletcher, man. AJ Fletcher is a good fighter, good, well-rounded fighter, good striking, very good wrestling. And that's the area where we've seen Bryan Battle sort of get controlled and dominated in the UFC. And it comes another, I think, avenue you can talk about with this fight is the reach, man. So right here you can see on the screen, Bryan Battle will have a 77-inch reach compared to AJ Fletcher's 67-inch reach. So Bryan Battle has a 10-inch reach advantage in this fight. And that's going to be significant, man. He is a pretty big welterweight. That weight cut is pretty brutal on him. He looks horrible on the scales, I'll be honest, at 170, but he comes back and fills up pretty good. He shocked me in that Gabe Green fight where he knocked him out in about 30 seconds with the check right hook. That was insane, man. I was pretty surprised by that. I really didn't foresee doing that with the first ever person to put down Gabe Green like that. That was shocking, man. But he did get dominated very badly by Renat Fakhretdinov. But hey, I feel like Renat is going to dominate a lot of guys in this weight division. So I think he would dominate AJ Fletcher as well. So AJ Fletcher's avenue to win this fight, he's going to have to piece up Bryan Battle and then get him down. He's going to have to use his striking to get close and get this takedown because on the feet, I feel like Bryan Battle has the kicks, has the punches, has the combinations to outpoint AJ Fletcher in this fight. So I really feel like Bryan Battle will win a decision here, and it comes down to can he down block, can he get those underhooks on AJ Fletcher, stay off the octagon, stay out of the warning track, and just piece him up in the center of the ring. So I'm going with Bryan Battle, pretty confident. I really like that reach. It just sucks that the line has ballooned so much with everyone parlaying and betting on Bryan Battle. But I do think he's a safe pick, a safe bet. Give me Bryan Battle via decision. Up next, we have a women's strawweight fight, a rematch between Marina Rodriguez and Michelle Waterson. Marina comes in on a 2-fight losing streak, currently sitting at 16-3-2, and is a massive 300 favorite, minus 300 over Michelle Waterson. Crazy. Michelle Waterson comes in with an 18-11 record on a 3-fight losing streak, just 1-4 in her last 5 fights, sitting as a massive plus 245 underdog. Now, this is kind of wild that they're even making this fight, guys. These chicks have fought before in a 5-round main event where Marina just pieced up Michelle for 4 rounds. She lost 1 round where she did get taken down and controlled and kind of dominated, honestly. But yeah, man, this is kind of shocking that they're doing this. So whoever wins this fight or whoever loses, either Marina's going to lose and then be on a 3-fight losing streak at 36 years old, or Michelle's going to lose and be on a 4-fight losing streak at 37 years old. So someone's going to get cut. Whoever loses leaves town. I love these types of fights. Loser leaves town. They have to fight for their job. They have to fight to win. They're going to go for it here in this fight. Now, it comes down to the skill set. Marina's going to piece up Michelle on the feet. I understand she's a karate hottie. That's her nickname. But she has nothing for Marina. Marina's going to have way more power, way more speed, and way more just pop on her punches when they land on Michelle Waterson here. But lately, Michelle Waterson's been turning into a grappler. She's been trying to wrestle in all of her fights. And I think that actually might play out good for her in this fight. If you watch that fight that they had, the match before, their first fight, the only round Michelle had success in was the round that she was able to get Marina down and hold her down, man. Marina did not look good off her back. If she gets taken down just one time in every round, that might be it. This is only a 3-round fight, so we're looking at a fight where Michelle might only need 2 takedowns to win this fight. I don't think it happens. I think Marina beats her down bad and goes and gets a dominant 3-round decision. The only round I can see Michelle winning is that 3rd round if Marina fades. That cardio has to hold up for Marina Rodriguez, but I think that she sprawls, she brawls, and she pieces up Michelle Waterson. I actually would not be shocked to see Michelle Waterson get finished in this fight, but I will, kind of hold back on that. I don't think it's that bad of a mismatch. Give me Marina Rodriguez to win via decision. And up next, we have the co-main event, a banger of a featherweight fight between Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell and Dan 50K Ige. Bryce Mitchell comes in with a 15-1 record, currently sitting as a -220 favorite. Dan Ige comes in with a 17-6 record, currently sitting as a +135 underdog. Now, this is going to be an interesting matchup because I feel like Dan Ige is a super live underdog. I feel like I will be betting him here in a couple different ways. So, fly right here is bugging me. We have Bryce Mitchell, right? We just saw him lose his 0. He was 15-0 undefeated, and he got dominated brutally by Ilia Topuria in his last fight. Bryce Mitchell, man, I respect his grappling. I know he's from Arkansas. He has an awkward, gym. But this dude is relentless on the mats, man. This guy is going for it. He reminds me of someone we'll talk about here soon in the main event, Mateusz, where he's just awkward, man. He has nothing really like precise about him or polished about him at all. But he's impressed, man. That Edson Barbosa, performance was really good, man. He was on the cusp of fighting for, a top contender fight or a title eliminator fight if he would have won against Ilia Topuria. Whereas Dan Ige, man, has way more experience in the UFC, and he's just overall a pretty well-rounded fighter. But the way you beat Dan Ige, man, is you have to wrestle him. It's kind of crazy. Movsar Evloev and Korean Zombie really were able to get those takedowns at will on Dan Ige. Josh Emmett took him down. Calvin Kattar took him down. Those guys are strikers. So we have someone here that's a wrestler in Bryce Mitchell, and his best area is grappling. So I really don't see Dan Ige being able to stop the takedowns and being able to get controlled here by Bryce Mitchell. I think Bryce Mitchell will get those hands locked on Dan Ige and ride him, man. But, bro, I think Dan Ige is a live underdog, and I'm going to be betting his money line and his prop to win via decision. I think the strikes will have more pop, more power, more significant damage being landed by Dan Ige on the feet. And he's not dumb, man. He comes from a very good gym, very good coach. They know Bryce Mitchell's going to be shooting here all night. And I feel like Dan Ige is going to get up. I feel like the judges are going to value the damage more than the control time here from Bryce Mitchell. So I'm going with the Hawaiian, man. Give me Dan Ige to win a decision. It's going to be a close fight, but I'm going with the underdog. And now it's time for the main event, guys. This is going to be a banger of a fight, man. Leave me a comment, leave me a like. Let me know what you think so far about the breakdowns. A little bit quicker, a little bit more shorter on these fights, man. I'm pretty burnt out. It's been like 14 straight weeks of UFC content, making these videos, breaking down these fights, looking up these fighters. I kind of just want to chill out, drink a beer, and bust this video out real fast. So in the main event, I can't wait for this one, man. We have Rafael Fiziev taking Mateusz Gamrot, a 5-round lightweight fight. Rafael Fiziev comes in 12-2, sitting as a -140 favorite. He's fighting Mateusz Gamrot, who comes in with a 22-2 record, currently sitting as a +115 underdog. And what can I say, man? Striker versus grappler. This is awesome. It comes down to, can Fiziev keep this guy off him? And I don't think he will. I feel like there's a ton of value on Mateusz Gamrot, guys. This is the type of fighter you want to gamble on, man. This is nuts, man. This dude, he can get rocked, clipped. Watch the Beneil Dariush fight. He gets absolutely dusted, crumbled, right? Beneil lands a big right hand on him, sits him down. Mateusz goes down. And within, like, I'm not lying, a split second, he is back, like, awake and shooting a single leg on Beneil. It's crazy. This guy will just shoot, like, he will be on death's door and still shooting takedowns. This guy will shoot all night. It's just that, can Fiziev keep him off him? And when he does have distance, can he do enough damage to win this fight? Because, bro, like, he does have a good takedown defense. He has, I think, 90% takedown defense. But who is he really fighting that's trying to take him down? He defended a ton of takedowns from RDA. And that's a very good look, in my opinion. I was pretty high on Rafael Fiziev in that fight. And, obviously he did finish RDA in that fight. But that was a close fight. That was way closer than I thought it was going to be or should have been. And I know Mateusz has way more awkward and way more relentless takedowns than RDA. And he's also bigger than RDA. Fiziev's pretty small for 155. He's just so fast and so twitchy. He's a striker that throws so much into his strikes. He throws everything into his strikes. And I think that might cost him here, man. I think that Rafael Fiziev is the better fighter. He should win this fight. But styles make fights, and this is a perfect stylistic matchup for Mateusz to win. A 5-round fight where we have worries on both guys' gas tank. I am not sold on Mateusz, to not look dead in that 4th and 5th round after trying to grapple all fight. Whereas Rafael Fiziev, we've seen him get tired. But those are fights where they were happening on the feet and he was still getting tired. So if we see a 15-minute drag fest here from Mateusz, does Fiziev look tired in that 4th and 5th round? For my pick, though, I am going with Rafael Fiziev to win via knockout in that third round. I think that he sparks Mateusz Gamrot, and I think it comes down to the clinch. In the clinch, I feel like Rafael Fiziev is going to be way better than anyone Mateusz has fought so far. Jalen Turner was able to land a ton of knees and make Mateusz think a little bit more in the clinch. So was Beneil Dariush. But give me Rafael Fiziev. I think that he's going to win this fight, man. I just think that he catches him in that third round, whether it be at range or in the clinch. Mateusz is going to be shooting from across the octagon. He's going to be shooting from in close, trying to get those trips. This guy is going to be on him like glue. But the second he fades or the second he gives Rafael Fiziev a window, I think that Fiziev capitalizes, man. Give me Rafael Fiziev money line. Rafael Fiziev inside the distance via knockout. And that'll do it, guys. Thanks for watching, man. It's been a quick video this week. A ton of bangers, man. That main event's going to be so good, man. Such a high-level fight. Such a fun, stylistic matchup. But really appreciate you guys, and we're going to be off next week. I'll probably make a video still probably recapping this week's card. But, yeah, man, really appreciate you guys. Good luck on your bets this week, and let's go win some bets.